they're able to show how energy is being transmitted. It's like, I call it numbers. I call it a number interferometry diffraction grading pattern. With numbers, like we would take two window screens to make a moire pattern. With numbers, I can see what a electron microscope can't see. I obsolete Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. I can see the future position that energy is going to be in because I know how it moves without friction, without parasitics, without resistance. I have literally everything at its ultimate ideal, at its state of the greatest potential. Essentially, I get rid of friction. I can make anything, any continuous medium, it doesn't matter what it is, get rid of resistance. I can make energy that doesn't have waste heat and random friction collisions because I know the geometry, the pattern, how to braid and weave and make things, and it's very simple, so that their optimum efficiency. Now, you asked what it does. I mean, I think in those simple terms I've said that I have the panacea for mankind, right? As far as the technology panacea. I don't see how a person could get so delusional to even be making that claim. I mean, that's so far-fetched of something to be saying that I can solve any technology needs of mankind. Okay, but how to do it? How to do it? That's yeah. It ain't. I don't have a path on how to do it. I don't have a solution. I know, because the only other options I have right now is to accept offers to people to go and
learn it and try to do it.
Well, the offers that I have are to do is to be motivated to privatize and make a private club, okay, an exclusivity on this, okay. The only reason I did it, the audience, if they haven't been taken for a loop already, they're going to be taken for a bigger one, including yourself, but you know me anyway already, is I'm interested in God. I'm interested in religion. I'm of religion, as I said before. I study on in religion, the name of God is sacred and holy, and I decrypted out of the Baha'i faith what's called the most great name of God, using the Arabic and Persian. It's called abjad numerical notation. I got to be losing everybody, but their alphabet is their counting, is their number representation systems. Simply put, if the name of God is the name of God, then of course mathematically it's perfect too, since their alphabet is there. Anyway, I decrypted, which is like what a claim.
Well, it's all right because the audience is more sophisticated than we. Let's give them more credit. These guys love this stuff and they're listening. So I'm looking in the chat room right now. So they're with you, Marko. Believe it or not.
In my own words, describing my work, I have pieced numbers together in such a way that I can observe what I call, which are waveforms and patterns that you see in physics. It's like Newton's cradle. You drop two balls, you get two out the other end. You drop one, you get one out the other end. I've pieced numbers so perfectly together that they can reveal perfectly how all motion and vibration is transmitted, reverberates. It's called harmonic cascadance. Unless you see it, unless you do it, you can't totally appreciate it. And so the only problem is like my dad has said all my life, I'm very stubborn. I'm very I don't concede. And I grew up wealthy. I graduated Beverly Hills High School. I'm going to swear on the air to the world.
Be careful.
I may need, be careful. I may need money.
Choose your swear words carefully.
How about if I spell it? I don't give an S-H-U-T, or I misspelled it, about money. I need it as more than most people because I spend it much more loosely than most people, especially on my kids, as we all do. But that isn't my motive. And unless people come to me and say, I'll tell you what the solution is, the only way I'm going to do anything with this, they say, sure, you can have all the square footage you need of office space and research facility space, and here's the offices, and you can, and I don't do it on other people's string. I don't loan or borrow, because unless I'm totally the person who has it locked up and under contract and lease or secured or owned, because I don't like to have the carpet pulled out from underneath me. I can't have anybody work with me if there's a chance it could be unplugged. I have to guarantee that they're in a going to be consistently, that we're going to be able to make, ends meet without worrying about it. But if I had those kind of resources, I would immediately document it. I'd do it in a matter of months. I'd make inventions in a matter of weeks. There's no impediment. The impediment's me. I don't want to write for grants because I don't want to divulge everything that it does, because then it's more of a weapon than it is a blessing. Because the first understanding that anybody says based on the claims that I've made is, how do you use it wrongly? How do you use it
that's certainly been par for the course. Any technology that's been developed as long as man has been on this planet, at least as far as we can tell, has been used, in anger, quite frankly. So that is a concern. And you mentioned earlier, you said, it's a Pandora's box that you're opening, because when you can do anything, just what do you do, I guess. That's what it comes down to, right? And
I'm going to say this. I couldn't live with myself if I thought I was a fearful person, if I thought I was a coward. But I also know that the only way, my motivation is that the information is shared and that people have the right to know it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so much into sharing. But what they do with it afterwards, I don't care, because it's not in my control. My only effort is to present it in the most positive, loving, truthful manner.
Mm-hmm.
Then I fulfilled my responsibility of starting them off on the right footing.
Right.
Okay? And that's why I haven't given in to anything else, because when it's an undertaking that's strictly monetarily, I can't even fathom, and I try and pound it into myself every day, that how many hundreds of thousands of years has mankind been totally in primitive living situations? Oil lamps, furs for clothes, doesn't even know, that the earth is round or whatever. Dies at the average age of 27 years old for the average person. This is only recent in the last 100 years that we have what we take for granted now of advanced civilization.
Yeah.
And I hold myself responsible for taking what we think advanced now, which is still so primitive, and putting us into where we should have already been. Because if technology is available here now, if I was to get it out there, to the next level of civilization, or the end level, which is, I don't know what you'd call this, technology running on spirit, whatever you want to call it, dark energy, prana, chi, tachyon, monopole, the divine substance of the universe that is constantly emanating, pulsating, is irresistible, is the source of vibration, all motion and time. I know how to tap into that.
And Marko, I think it's important that we talk about electron spin. And, that's been a big question. Where does the energy come to keep electrons spinning? Where does it come from? And apparently this is the solution to that question as well.
The top optics brain from the biggest weapons manufacturer in the world, Tom Dawson is his name. The company is General Dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they're still presently the biggest weapons manufacturer. They were then. Asked to join my team, said I had discovered the source of